Hello, I'm Anna Kasatkina, and you're going to watch the weekly stocks market review. The American stock exchange markets closed the past week with the indices uptrend. Thus, S&P 500 closed higher by 1,400 points for the first time since April 2003, and the weekly growth of Nasdaq Composite equaled 2.3%. The reason for that was encouraging performance of the U.S. companies. Dow Jones Industrial Average added 0.2%, closing at 13,228 points, gaining 1.5% for a week. The growth was prompted by Cisco Systems papers. This is the second week in a row for the index to be up-directed. S&P 500 ticked up by 0.5% on Friday. Its last value was at 1,403.36 points. For a week, the reading has jumped by 1.8%. Among 10 components of S&P 500 index, the growth leader was the discretionary demand sector, and consumer goods have demonstrated the toughest drop down. Out of 275 companies included into S&P estimate basis, the earnings of 72% have met the analytical outlooks. Nasdaq Composite got heavy by 0.6% to the level of 3,069 points, putting the indicator higher by 2.3% for a week. The stock indices continued accelerating after the Department of Commerce reports about the GDP upturn worse than expected in the first quarter. Furthermore, the April gauge of consumer confidence has consolidated to the maximum since February 2011. Wall Street has demonstrated a rather cold response to the Spanish rating setback by the Standard & Poor's agency on Thursday, with an announcement that the situation with the Spanish public finances is worse than supposed. The sharpest drop among Dow components was indicated by Procter & Gamble shares, which have lost 3.6% after its earnings forecast reduction for 2012. The closing price fixed at $64.48. In addition, the producer of mass consumer goods declared profit for the third quarter to be better than expected, but the income came short of calculations. Amazon.com papers boosted in price by $30.86 or 16% to the mark of $226.85 per share after the online retailer unveiled its profits data for the first quarter, which had overcome the economic flash readings. Meanwhile, the shares of Allscripts Healthcare Solutions slid down rapidly by 36% or $5.72 to $10.30 per share after the pharmaceutical company profit turned to be below expectations. Moreover, the company informed about firing the executive board head that had resulted in 3 more dismissals among the executive board members who submitted resignation in protest. Allscripts still doesn't provide information on removal from appointment of its head, Philip Pidd. This was the weekly stocks market review prepared for you by our InstaForex team. Goodbye.